From sleeping in a remodeled trap house with holes in the bathroom to closing million-dollar real estate deals, this is the incredible rise of Dallas rapper Zillionaire Doe. And today we're going inside his multi-million-dollar empire. It's your boy back with another deep dive, and we're talking about one of the most inspiring come-up stories in hip-hop right now. This ain't just about another rapper flexing with chains and cars. We're breaking down how a kid from South Dallas went from hustling grams at high school to becoming a legitimate real estate mogul, closing $4.5 million deals in Preston Hollow, one of Dallas's most exclusive neighborhoods. We're gonna walk through every step of Zillionaire Doe's journey. The real struggle in that blue house on Malcolm X Boulevard, the turning point that almost never happened, the breakthrough that changed everything, and the empire he's building today. But here's where it gets really interesting. We're also gonna talk about the setbacks, including that federal raid in February 2025 that could have ended everything, and how he turned that adversity into motivation. If you've been following this channel, you know we don't just tell success stories. We break down the blueprint, examine the mindset, and show you exactly how someone transitions from street hustling to legitimate multi-million-dollar business operations. So grab your notebook, because by the end of this video, you're gonna understand not just what Zillionaire Doe built, but how he built it and what it takes to maintain it. Now here's where the story really begins, and it's not in some suburban house with a white picket fence. Zillionaire Doe was born and raised in South Dallas, specifically in what he calls the legendary Blue House on Malcolm X Boulevard. But before we dive into that, we need to understand the dramatic shift that shaped his entire worldview and work ethic. Picture this: you're living a comfortable life with your mom, probably taking things like working plumbing and a roof without holes for granted. Then suddenly, during your 7th grade year, your mom goes to jail and you're forced to move to a completely different environment, the Blue House. We're talking about a place that was literally being remodeled while people were living in it, with a bathroom that had holes in the floor. This wasn't temporary hardship. This was the new reality for a young kid trying to figure out how to survive. The Blue House on Malcolm X wasn't just rough. It was a crash course in resilience that most people never have to take. When you're living in a place where basic amenities don't work properly, where construction is happening around you while you're trying to sleep and study, you develop a different relationship with comfort and luxury. You learn that if you want something better, you're gonna have to create it yourself. But here's what separates Zillionaire Doe from a lot of people who go through similar struggles. Instead of being paralyzed by the situation or accepting it as permanent, he started figuring out how to generate income. At 13 to 14 years old, while most kids are worried about homework and video games, he was selling everything from drugs to stolen iPhones at Skyline High School. Now I'm not glorifying illegal activity, but I'm documenting the mindset and the hustle that would later translate into legitimate business success. The first real breakthrough came when he made his first $10,000 through gambling and parlaying while still in high school. That might sound like luck to some people, but anyone who's successfully gambled and parlayed knows it requires mathematical thinking, risk assessment, and emotional control. Those are the same skills that make successful entrepreneurs and real estate investors. I've been a hustler all my life. I always know how to stumble across money, Zillionaire Doe says. And that quote reveals something crucial about his mindset. He doesn't see money making as something that happens to him. He sees it as a skill he's developed, a pattern he can recognize and execute regardless of the circumstances. This is where most people misunderstand what real hustle looks like. It's not just about being willing to take risks or work hard. It's about developing the ability to identify opportunities that other people miss, and having the confidence to act on those opportunities even when the conditions aren't perfect. Living in that blue house with holes in the bathroom taught him that comfort is temporary, but the skills you develop to create that comfort are permanent. What's particularly interesting about this period is that he was growing up around music. His father, MC Dope, had a studio in the house, but music wasn't where his mind went for making money. He was focused on immediate, tangible income streams that could change his situation quickly. The hustle came first, the artistry would come later, and that sequence is crucial to understanding how he approaches business today. Now here's where the story takes a turn that nobody saw coming, including Zillionaire Doe himself. Despite growing up in a house with a recording studio and being around music his whole life, he never wanted to rap. Think about that for a minute. He's living with his father, MC Dope. He's surrounded by the culture, he's got natural access to equipment and knowledge, but his focus was on direct money making through hustling. This is actually a perfect example of how tunnel vision can sometimes blind us to our biggest opportunities. He was so focused on the grind he knew, the immediate hustle, the quick money, the tangible results, that he didn't consider the long-term wealth-building potential of leveraging his musical environment. But sometimes the best opportunities come from unexpected directions. The catalyst for everything that followed came from his friend BFG Strap, who told him to start rapping just 2 days before Strap passed away in 2022. Now, losing a close friend is devastating under any circumstances. But when that friend's last advice to you becomes the foundation for your entire career transformation, it takes on a different level of significance. Zillionaire Doe took it as a sign from God and started rapping to leave a legacy. This is where we see the mindset shift that separates successful people from everyone else. Instead of being paralyzed by grief or using the loss as an excuse to give up, he channeled that energy into action. He didn't just start rapping casually, he went all in immediately. "I was out my pocket since everything, bro. Nobody funding my shit," he says. And this reveals the entrepreneur mentality that was already developed from his years of hustling. He didn't wait for a record deal. He didn't wait for someone to discover him. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He invested everything into his rap career. Flying videographers from Detroit, renting expensive cars for videos, treating it like the business it is from day one. This is crucial for anyone trying to understand how to transition from one success to another. The skills that made him successful at hustling, the willingness to invest his own money, the ability to identify what quality looks like, the understanding that you have to spend money to make money. Those same skills immediately transferred to his music career. He wasn't starting from scratch. He was applying proven principles to a new industry. The decision to fly videographers from Detroit instead of working with local talent shows sophisticated business thinking. He understood that the visual component of his brand needed to match the quality of his music and his ambitions. This wasn't about flexing or showing off. This was about creating content that would compete at the highest level from the beginning. Renting expensive cars for videos when you're funding everything yourself shows the kind of calculated risk-taking that builds empires. He could have made videos with whatever was available, but he understood that perception shapes reality in the entertainment business. If you want to be seen as successful, you have to look successful, even when you're investing your last dollar to make it happen. The fact that nobody was funding his projects means every decision was coming from his own pocket and his own judgment. There's no safety net, no executive telling you what to do, no marketing team making decisions for you. That level of independence and self-reliance in the creative process is what allows artists to maintain their authenticity while building sustainable businesses. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because success rarely follows a straight line, and Zillionaire Doe's breakthrough came right when he hit rock bottom financially. Picture this: your rap career is starting to take off. You're getting attention, people are responding to your music, but you're down to almost $0 because you've invested everything into the vision. This is the moment that breaks most people. You've made the big bet, you've gone all in, and instead of immediate returns, you're facing the possibility that you've gambled everything and lost. But this is also where we see the difference between people who build lasting success and people who give up when things get difficult. Back to the South became his breakout hit during this period. And the timing is perfect if you understand the psychology of great art. Some of the most powerful music comes from artists who are channeling real struggle, real pressure, real stakes into their creativity. He wasn't rapping about going back to the South as a nostalgic concept. He was rapping about it as someone who might actually have to go back if this music thing didn't work out. The breakthrough moment came when Yo Gotti's team reached out after seeing his Trap Star video. Now, Yo Gotti and CMG, Collective Music Group, aren't known for signing people based on potential or hype. They sign people who demonstrate real talent and real business acumen. The fact that they initiated contact means the quality and the vision were already at a professional level. But here's the part that really shows how fast things can move when you're prepared and when you've been putting in real work. He signed to CMG just 14 months after starting rap. That's why he calls himself Mr. 14 Months. It's not just a catchy nickname. It's a documentation of what's possible when you bring entrepreneur-level intensity to creative pursuits. Think about what had to happen in those 14 months. He had to develop his sound, create enough quality content to get industry attention, build a local following, master the visual component of his brand, network with the right people, and demonstrate that he could operate as a professional artist. Most people spend years trying to accomplish what he did in 14 months. The announcement in January 2025 brought the whole hood out celebrating, and that detail is crucial for understanding the broader impact of individual success. This wasn't just about one person making it. This was about representation, about possibility, about someone from the neighborhood proving that there are legitimate paths from the streets to major label success. When successful people emerge from challenging environments, they become proof of concept for everyone else in similar situations. The celebration wasn't just about Zillionaire Doe's success. It was about what that success represents for young people who are still in that blue house with holes in the bathroom, still trying to figure out how to create a better life for themselves. The CMG signing also represents validation from one of the most respected labels in hip-hop. Yo Gotti built CMG into a powerhouse by identifying artists who combine street credibility with business intelligence, and signing Zillionaire Doe confirms that he fits that profile perfectly. The empire today. Now let's talk about what real wealth building looks like when you combine rap success with entrepreneur intelligence, because this is where Zillionaire Doe's story becomes a masterclass in leveraging music industry success into lasting financial independence. While most rappers are spending their advance money on jewelry and cars, Zillionaire Doe is closing on luxury development deals worth $4.5 million in Preston Hollow, one of Dallas's most exclusive areas. We're not talking about buying one expensive house. We're talking about buying properties for $950,000 and developing them into multi-million-dollar homes. This is sophisticated real estate investment and development that requires capital, connections, and construction knowledge. This is our second luxury development, first one in Lakewood, this one in Preston Hollow, he says, and that quote reveals several important things. First, this isn't his first real estate project. He's building a portfolio and developing expertise. Second, he's working in multiple high-end markets, which shows market diversification. Third, he's using the word "our," which suggests he's partnered with experienced developers rather than trying to do everything himself. The progression from Lakewood to Preston Hollow is strategically smart. Lakewood is an established, expensive area, but Preston Hollow is where Dallas's wealthiest residents live. We're talking about CEOs, professional athletes, old money families. By successfully completing projects in both areas, he's establishing himself as a serious player in luxury real estate development. But here's where his street intelligence really shows. He admits he learned cars are the stupidest shit ever because they depreciate. Most rappers never learn this lesson, or they learn it too late after they've already spent hundreds of thousands on vehicles that lose value the moment they drive off the lot. Instead, he now leases cars for videos and content, then invests the money he would have spent on car payments into appreciating assets. This mindset shift from consumer to investor is what separates people who have money temporarily from people who build lasting wealth. Entertainment industry income can be unpredictable, so smart artists diversify into businesses and investments that generate income even when the music career slows down. The Louis Vuitton obsession is interesting because it shows he understands the brand game while also making calculated luxury purchases. "I got every piece of Louis Vuitton that Louis Vuitton done made." Sounds like typical rapper flexing, but luxury goods from established brands like Louis Vuitton actually hold value better than most purchases rappers make. It's still consumer spending, but it's consumer spending with some investment characteristics. His business metrics show serious earning power, show prices at $30,000 per performance and feature prices at $20,000. Those numbers put him in the upper tier of working rappers, generating significant income per appearance. But the more important quote is, "Before I'm a rapper, I'm an entrepreneur first. I was an entrepreneur before anything." This reveals the proper hierarchy for building lasting wealth. The music career is generating the capital and the platform, but the business investments are creating the foundation for long-term financial security. He invests in crypto, properties, and various business ventures, which means he's building multiple income streams that aren't dependent on his to maintain rap success. The real estate development business is particularly smart because it leverages his music industry connections and wealth while teaching him skills that will be valuable for decades. Property development requires project management, financial planning, team building, and market analysis, all skills that transfer to other business ventures. The setbacks and resilience. Now here's where the story takes a turn that shows what real resilience looks like when everything you've built faces an existential threat. February 2025, the feds raided his properties, took cars, cash, jewelry, basically everything that represents the material success he'd worked to build. They also arrested his big brother JJ on federal charges, which means he lost family support right when he needed it most. For most people, this would be the end of the story. Federal investigation, asset seizure, family members facing serious time. These are the kinds of setbacks that break people permanently. The temptation to give up, lay low, maybe take a plea deal and disappear from public life would be overwhelming for most individuals in this situation. But instead of quitting, Zillionaire Doe used it as motivation for his Mr. 14 Months mixtape. This response reveals something crucial about the mindset that builds lasting success. The ability to transform setbacks into motivation rather than letting them become excuses for failure. I could be in jail right now behind bars doing federal time, but I got opportunity. I'm free, I'm alive, I can get the shit back, he says. And this quote shows the psychological framework that allows some people to bounce back from situations that would destroy others. First, he's practicing gratitude for what he still has rather than focusing on what he lost. Instead of dwelling on the seized assets, he's acknowledging that he's free and has the opportunity to rebuild. Second, he's expressing confidence that the setback is temporary. I can get the shit back, shows belief in his ability to recreate wealth rather than viewing the loss as permanent. This kind of resilience isn't just natural talent. It's a skill that gets developed through years of facing smaller setbacks and learning how to recover. All those early struggles in the Blue House, all the times he lost money hustling and had to start over, all the rejected attempts and failed ventures, they all contributed to building the mental toughness required to handle major adversity. The decision to release a mixtape during this period shows sophisticated understanding of how to control the narrative. Instead of letting the federal investigation define his story, he's creating new content that reminds people why they became fans in the first place. He's not hiding or making excuses. He's doubling down on the work and letting his output speak for itself. Using the Mr. 14 Months title for the mixtape is particularly smart because it connects back to his origin story and his rapid rise. It reminds listeners that he's already overcome obstacles that seemed impossible, and it suggests that he can do it again. The title itself becomes a statement of confidence and a promise of comeback. This period also demonstrates the importance of having multiple income streams. While the feds can seize cars and jewelry, it's much harder to seize real estate development projects that are already in progress. The business investments he made during his peak earning period become crucial for maintaining income during the setback period. The blueprint for success. What can we learn from Zillionaire Doe's journey that applies to anyone trying to build wealth and success, regardless of their starting point or chosen industry? First, the importance of developing multiple skills rather than depending on just one talent or opportunity. His ability to transition from street hustling to music to real estate development shows intellectual agility and willingness to learn new industries. He didn't just get good at one thing and hope it would last forever. He identified the transferable skills and applied them to progressively more sophisticated money-making opportunities. Second, the power of reinvesting profits instead of consuming them. While other artists are spending their first major paychecks on liabilities, he was building assets that generate passive income. The discipline to delay gratification and invest in future earning potential is what creates lasting wealth. Third, the value of maintaining authenticity while evolving professionally. He never abandoned his roots or pretended to be something he wasn't, but he also didn't let his past limit his future possibilities. This balance allows him to maintain credibility with his original audience while attracting new supporters who respect his business acumen. Fourth, the importance of having mentors and partners who complement your weaknesses. The real estate development projects suggest he's working with experienced professionals who can guide him through complex transactions and teach him the industry. Smart people surround themselves with expertise rather than trying to learn everything independently. Fifth, the power of controlling your own narrative. From calling himself Mr. 14 months to releasing a mixtape during federal investigation, he consistently shapes how people perceive his story rather than letting circumstances define him. This kind of narrative control is crucial for maintaining momentum during difficult periods. The transition from entrepreneur first, rapper second mindset shows understanding that entertainment careers have limited windows, but business skills and investment portfolios can generate income for decades, using music industry success as a platform for building lasting wealth rather than as an end goal in itself. From a kid selling grams at Skyline High School to a multi-million-dollar real estate mogul closing deals in Preston Hollow, Zillionaire Doe's story represents everything that's possible when you combine street intelligence with business discipline and creative talent. But this isn't just about one person's success. He represents the new Dallas movement that's bringing positivity and unity to the city, showing young people that there are legitimate paths from challenging circumstances to genuine wealth and influence. When someone makes it out and makes it big, they become proof of concept for everyone who's still grinding in difficult situations. The federal setbacks in February 2025 could have ended this story, but instead they became another chapter in a narrative about resilience and reinvention. I could be in jail right now behind bars doing federal time, but I got opportunity, I'm free, I'm alive, I can get the shit back. That's the mindset that separates people who build lasting legacies from people who let circumstances control their destiny. Looking forward, he plans to expand beyond Dallas and build a lasting legacy that goes far beyond music. The real estate development business gives him a foundation for creating wealth that doesn't depend on maintaining relevance in hip-hop. The multiple income streams and investment portfolio position him for long-term financial security, regardless of how his music career evolves. Don't never let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. That's what Zillionaire Doe stands for. No limits. This quote captures the essence of what makes his story inspirational beyond just the financial success. It's about rejecting other people's limitations and maintaining belief in your own potential, even when the evidence suggests those limitations might be real. For anyone watching this who's dealing with their own version of that blue house with holes in the bathroom, remember that your current circumstances don't determine your permanent possibilities. The skills you're developing to survive difficult situations, the hustle, the resilience, the creativity, the work ethic, those same skills can be applied to legitimate opportunities when they present themselves. What did you think about Zillionaire Doe's journey from the blue house to multi-million-dollar real estate deals? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know if you want to see more content breaking down how artists are building business empires beyond just music success. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're going to keep diving deep into stories that show what's really possible when you combine talent with business intelligence and never accept other people's limitations as your own. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, check out the video on screen about other rappers who successfully transitioned from music to real estate investing. And don't forget to like this video if it gave you some motivation or insight into what building real wealth actually looks like. Until next time, keep grinding, keep learning, and remember that your current situation is just your starting point, not your final destination. Peace.